We have the newspapers in the studio. We'll take a look at them, front, back pages of those stories there. We'll also get to have a lot more of the headlines as they've been featured on myjoyonline.com. We'll go to City FM and the Africa page of the BBC. We know what has been trending is about the Panama leaks. And if you've been reading the stories on the international media, it's about how there's all this conspiracy by renowned world leaders, but also the top guns of society who are super rich as they can be, trying to evade taxes in their countries, stash away stolen or fraudulent money, and how that whole conspiracy also tends to influence or affect us in Africa. Because
we have some African leaders.
Even in Ghana, some names were told,
some names have come up from Ghana.
Are on that database. We're talking about 11
Sons
points
of some leaders.
Terabytes. Yes.
The rich is looking for ways to stay rich and richer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of using their riches to help support the poor. Amazing. But in the coming days, we'll hear more names, I think.
I am very much sure. Just like the WikiLeaks scandal started with a lot more investigations and thereafter revelations. I'm sure we'll have a lot more. You want to read some messages?
Let me read this one from Amos, who is in Trifohiman. Amos says, "We the workers at Trifohiman Lower Dentra districts, of which Clocksack has forcibly pushed us from our mother association, Local Government Workers Union, back to Clocksack, are giving them 1 month to reverse it, else they will hear from us." Okay, so Amos having his say on WhatsApp. Roland, let's do the Daily Graphic.
All right, so let's look at Daily Graphic front page. Groom arrested at altar, suspected to be armed robber. The story is as funny as it can be. If you got to read it on social media, especially featured prominently on the front page of the Daily Graphic. And that's how the story goes, Mama V. Very interesting reading. Didn't get to read it fully. Let me see.
You know, this is like a movie that you don't have to pay the costs.
It talks about a wedding ceremony at the Aldergate Methodist Church at Anaji. And if you know Takrady Sekondi very well, you know where Anaji is. In that very metropolis, ended abruptly last Saturday after policemen arrested the bridegroom on suspicion of robbery, and the bride, identified only as Becky, collapsed out of shock while her beloved partner, Aaron Aka, known to many people as Damwa, in a three-piece black and grey suit and a purple necktie to match, was whisked away by the police. Very interesting, if you ask me. And it talks about how the applause was loud after the couple exchanged vows and the rings were ready to be slipped on their fingers, but before the ritual could be completed, the police apparently stormed the premises and they just took away the gentleman, and the whole mood just slumped. And the church members, who for a moment thought they were watching one of Ghana's Kumawood movies, fled for their lives after the police had picked the groom. Well, we're told that the groom currently has been taken to Zibogos or somewhere, and he's in the grip of the police. Okay, now we have the politics page of the graphic. Talks about how Clotilde Colley up for grabs, and you have Philip Addison, Dr. Zaneto Rollins, her case still be decided in the court, and Eva Loko also.
Ninoy is not there.
Ninoy. Yeah, I think Ninoy should have been there, right?
Oh, they're bringing those representing political parties.
I think so, but independent, still representing.
Yeah, still the constituency.
Yeah.
Maybe his name is there, no picture.
50 million Ghana cedi or dollar solar plant launch at Bong, and we're talking about Leave Easy to work. To do its work, it's almost like an advice from President Mahama admonishing political parties. Mission House caretaker busted for threatening to murder pastors. And then on the back page, we have All Stars burst Hearts bubble. And the supporters of Hearts of Folk on social media were all about...
What's even on social media? I think I saw a picture on the Joy FM Facebook page about some kind of attitude that they were putting up.
Well, very interesting as it is.
They don't expect to lose. Listen, I'm a Hearts person. Okay. You lose some, you win some, you draw some. It doesn't mean that you should react whenever there's a loss. 3-1, so what?
And I think the supporters didn't take it kindly on the stadium.
Ah,
and so
what?
that's the main thrust of the
Are they
discussion.
like a super?
But my team, Kotoko,
we're
bottom of the league table. We have only 5 points, and according to the report we're getting, as of the last, is it 6, 7, 8 hours, we're told that our lead coach Duncan has been told to step aside. Uncle Janahum Kakra.
You should go re-strategize. Even they cry, they chill.
Duncan.
All right, let's do the Ghanaian Times newspaper. 4,431 Ghanaians migrate to Italy. This is perfectly in line with our conversation today on the national migration policy. They crossed Mediterranean by boat. Is that legal? Chief psychiatrist disagrees with Kofi Annan. Plans advance for oil exploration in Volta Basin. Has a picture of the president on the front page, and that story in the graphic also here. Bridegroom arrested at altar. Back page, All Stars humble hats. Dwarfs shock into allies. Aduana Stars sink. Kotoko Hazakers overcome Chelsea. We've got detailed sport right after the headlines. Roland?
Front page of the Daily Guide has a story. BNI arrests MD over NDC cars. You have a picture there of National Security Advisor Baba Kamara and the Mahama branded vehicles there. MPP boycott OK NIT FMs, and you have to look at page 3 to get the stories. And our chiefs flay NDC, and okay. Those are the stories we have on the front page.
All right, I'll continue with the Finder newspaper. Front page of the Finder, confronting commodity price crash. Prudent spending critical. Acting Bank of Ghana governor declares. Africa moves to halt $50 billion loot by is it multinationals? Yeah, that story on page 20 in the paper. SCL's role in elections. EC under pressure. Almost all of us as a country want the EC to come out again, come and let the position be clear. Interior Ministry, put the cards on the table. Let's see the agreement or the document that you have to show that we have something to do with STL. So the pressure is mounting on the Electoral Commission to come out again and tell us what the deal is. A bit of the story on page 20, just for better understanding, if you like. It says that the African Union has constituted a consortium made up of experts to draw up modalities to halt illicit financial flows out of the African continent, orchestrated by multinational companies, which is estimated at over $50 billion each year. It's amazing. This is what the union wants to do. In the meantime, our leaders, so developing countries, we've got, in fact, not we, they've got huge sums of monies in their name and in their children's names stashed somewhere. They should give us a break with this one that they are calling for multinationals. Really, at least the multinationals, we get something from their money. They do all sorts of things. How do you call that? Corporate social responsibilities. But the leaders who are keeping their monies and evading tax and keeping huge sums of monies, what kind of corporate social responsibilities do they undertake? Okay, that's not for me to say. Roland.
Front page of the Daily Dispatch, we warned about fire and safety at nightclubs. And the Daily Dispatch went to coil a story first published, the Monday edition of the 19th January 2015 paper. It says many nightclubs, apparently they lack fire safety measures. That warning seemed not to have been taken by the Ghana National Fire Service. They didn't go there to do the necessary inspections, and so aren't we all guilty? Do you have Mama V, do you have a fire extinguisher at home?
Yes, I do.
Which one?
The
type in your car?
No. This is
no, you have the,
a bit longer.
No, you have a big one. The one for the offices, do you have some?
Yeah. There's I think I have two. There's one in the hall, there's one somewhere else. But you know the thing, it expires. Like you have to, every year, you have to
go and fill it up?
Exactly. I haven't done that, at least not in the past 2 years. Can you imagine? Okay, that's a subject for my banner. Can you imagine that I can put myself on my banner? There are so many people like me.
I don't have one at home.
Okay, so.
I don't have one at home.
But it doesn't mean that my situation is better. No. It doesn't. Well, because we're all not doing things right. Okay, so how many of you do have fire extinguishers in your home? And if you do, have you serviced it before? That's also another question for you to answer. Okay, so we've got other newspapers, but let's read a little bit of this story, which is on the BBC Africa page. We will come back and do this Jacob Zuma, which is on the Africa page. This is on the main page. Huge leak reveals elite tax havens. Fred, kindly open it up for us. Fred Potiphar is our director this morning, and we want to share a bit of the story with you. It's making huge headlines. A huge leak of confidential documents has revealed how the rich and powerful use tax havens to hide their wealth. 11 million documents were leaked from one of the world's most secretive companies, Panamanian law firm Mossack Fonseca. They show how the firm has helped clients launder money, dodge sanctions, and evade tax. The company says it has operated beyond reproach for 40 years and has never been charged with criminal wrongdoing. Yeah, Charlie.
Very interesting.
Do we get to the point where they mentioned some two prominent Ghanaians?
No.
Okay.
I've been trying to find that.
So
it's there somewhere, but more revelations are expected to come up because the Panamanian papers give all the indications, and we're being told that this very new leak, it's even bigger than what came out from WikiLeaks, and we know WikiLeaks was led by Edward Snowden. Currently,
it's like showdown. It's like a movie.
Yeah, Charlie, but sometimes what? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's look at. Let's go back and see whether we can find some more stories to look at.
There's pressure on Jacob Zuma, so we can go back and Fred, we can click on the Africa page and bring you that story.
We're told that his cousin's company also has been found in the Panama leaks.
Okay, but we have messages on WhatsApp. This one says, "Good morning, Mama V and Roland. If it comes out to be true that the vehicles were purchased with the taxpayers' money, then I would conduct a funeral for Mother Ghana Alhaji inside Doma." Okay, thanks for that message. This one says, "The life of the world's the life of this world is temporal. If you want to enjoy this temporal life, then marry a God-fearing woman." Bambakia Samed from DC. We should invite you on our Relationship Friday one of these days. Yeah. Somebody has got motivation for us. I'll pull that up later on, Roland.
We have Jacob Zuma. Apparently, the pressure is excessive. Following that very court ruling that he should pay in excess sums of some 60 million.
Yeah, that's his estate right there. The one he did the renovation on.
Looks like Trazako here in Ghana. Whole estate. Chala. The man lives like a king. But it talks about how South African anti-apartheid activists apparently were told there was a friend to the man who was jailed for a long time, 27 years on Robben Island, Nelson Mandela, is putting pressure on the South African president, Jacob Zuma, to resign following the scandal over improper spending on his private home, for which will find the court of law in the country. I'm hoping that one day will happen in Ghana. Give a ruling for which he now says that he will adhere to.
But where would you sleep? I mean, like, seriously.
But all the 7 million and 40 million homes you find of the super rich in America, why do they only sleep in a room?
But Charlie, this one is one big
they rather spend money on utilities, spend money on people trying to dust the homes and trying to clean it up.
Well, the ruling was that he didn't go according to the constitution. He's expected to refund some monies back to the state. He's apologized. But I think the BBC is asking, can Zuma survive after apology? But there's a story here. Fred, kindly go up for us. Kenyans
go
remember
to Kenya.
Garissa
It talks about
massacre.
how we know that's that university there, and people across Kenya apparently are marking the first anniversary of the massacre, Mama View, of 148 people at the Garissa University by Al-Shabaab rebels.
It's been a year already.
Yeah, it's been a year, and you know what? Many of the students who were supposed to have resumed and gone back, they took transfer to other universities in Kenya.
Yeah.
Because I believe that they were traumatized to that very extent. Did we go to City FM online?
No, we didn't.
Okay. We can quickly.
Yeah.
Let's go to City FM.
Our time is almost up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to City FM. Let's look at it. Talks about this. Despite Group Beck's MPP over OK and NEET FM don't declare uncertified results, EC wants media.
EC.
if the EC will remember, if the EC chair will remember, we always say provisional results.
Yeah.
And I think.
But listen, this is not
CNN,
even. This is not the pressing issue for you, Electoral Commission. STL is clear that one, then you can be on our case.
Well, we have BNI Freeze man accused of leaking pictures of the NDC branded cars, and apparently Atebubu MP Sanja Nanja has been banned for insulting the Queen Mother of
Everything that's happening in Ghana is like a movie.
And now he's been told not to enter the palace. Go up. Let's see whether we can
There's
get
another one in
more.
Achim. There's another one like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know, there's an error in the textbook, and apparently we have more errors.
We've
for example,
always had errors.
For example, you know, I asked my kids, what do we use the head for?
What did they say?
And they said thinking.
Apparently, the textbook says carry load.
Yeah, carry. But I'm saying that for a child who grew up in East Legon, if you say the head is for carry load, what do you mean? For a child who grew up in a village, maybe yeah. But a child who grew up in, let's say.
Oh, but I don't know. I don't even have.
Let's say Kwabna Chenchehine's cousin, you know, nephews or nieces, you know, Dada B.
No,
or even your children, Dada B kind of.
I think that, you know, you don't even have to stretch it to like rich people's children.
I'm not talking about rich.
And poor average people's
I'm saying
children.
that the neighborhood in which they grew up.
For
I'm not talking about rich.
Ordinary child, if they have the misconception that the head is used for carrying loads, you have to delete that and work on it. Because majority of the children would say that it carries the brain, is used for thinking and things like that.
I'm surprised.
And this is a science textbook. I think that is what is making it even more disturbing. It's a science textbook. Science is something that is proven. You know, like it's got research.
The head is for carry load.
Yeah.
I think it was a mistake. We have to admit that it was a mistake.
No, they say it wasn't. Okay, just before we go, we've got a motivation on WhatsApp there. This one says, I have a motivation for you guys, and it says, keep on smiling because things will change for the better. Nothing bad lasts forever, by Samuel from Wale Wale. We'll take inspiration from your motivation this morning because everything seemed like a movie in Ghana these days.
Well, talk about what we can use the head to carry. Carry load. Or carry load. We're taking a break.
Only in GH.
We're taking a break. We want to use our heads to go and carry load. We don't have a lot more to think about.